what are you doing, man? I mean, I respect it. I respect it. I love him. He's so cool. He's such a ridiculous person, dude. It's just, let him out. Let him out. Don't arrest him. Every day that passes and we learn more about George Santos, the more I like him. I'm saying it. All right, it's time. Now that we had a little bit of good news, let's talk about some bad news, okay? Gay men are under attack in this country. And no, I'm not talking about the UK where I'm at. I'm talking about the United States of America. Okay? George Santos is victim to a homophobic attack by the feds.
Outside the courthouse on Long Island, Bryn, what are you hearing?
Yeah, we're just hearing, John, that George Santos is in custody and this indictment has been unsealed. I want to give you some quick details as we're going through the paperwork. He is charged on a 13-count indictment. According to those court documents, the charges include 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of making materially false statements to the House of Representatives. Again, we're just getting this indictment. It has just been...
Bullshit. It's bullshit. I wish Austin was here right now to give his take on the matter, but, you know, I'm sure he will probably say the same thing. He should be allowed. As a gay man, he should be allowed to do that. Okay? He's innocent. Your Honor, he's innocent. Also, he should be allowed. Even if he's not innocent, he should be allowed to do it. That's my take. That's what I believe. Let him go. Let him out.
Been unsealed. We're hearing that Santos is inside the federal courthouse here behind me, and he has been arrested on these charges. And of course, we're learning that he will see a judge later today, very likely on these charges. But we are still going through that paperwork to get the details of these counts. Again, though, 13-count indictment just unsealed, including wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and 2 counts of making materially false statements to the House of Representatives.
Just look that up.
All right, Bryn Gingras for us outside the courthouse. Bryn, thank you very much. We'll let you dig through this indictment more as more details become public. Thank you very much.
Indicted, now it is unsealed, and now he is in custody. Wire fraud, LA money laundering, theft of public funds.
Bullshit.
What do you make of that?
So we have not seen the actual indictment yet, but based on that description,
Okay.
Bryn, let's sort of run.
All jokes aside, I gotta say, I told you so. Remember when everyone was talking about George Santos this, George Santos that, and for months, I kept telling you, it's the money. Okay? There's always money in the banana stand, and it's literally the money. Hasanabi has some low energy vibes from the UK. Brother, I have slept for a total of 4 or maybe 5 hours over the course of the past 48 hours. The fact that I'm currently up is literally insane. Okay? I went to bed last night at 9 p.m. and woke up at 1 a.m. and I haven't slept since then. So, like I said though, I told you, jet lag isn't a thing, by the way. Dude, what is that? Is that like a Twitter take? I love that. That's like, my man said circadian rhythm, it was made up. Well, it's a made up concept. That's such a TikTok take. I love that. Thank you. I love that. Yes, he's right, for sure. No matter what happens, another Hasanabi rule, I think, for at least this chat, is that no matter what happens, there is always going to be a guy that fucking agrees and goes, yeah, no, he's right, actually. He's literally right. Why are you guys booing him? Like, he's right. It's closed for dinner service. Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna order room service probably, so I can keep fucking staying up. This guy said jet lag isn't a thing, by the way, and just moved on, which I love. Respect.
through generally what these statutes are. Wire fraud is a very broadly used statute that basically says to steal anything from anybody by lying to them. The wire part just means you did it over the internet or the phone, something that's always going to apply. Excuse me. So this is going to apply to some sort of fraud whereby George Santos presumably took money from somebody else by lying to them. Then we have money laundering. Now that means taking the proceeds, the money that you stole, and hiding it somehow, trying to conceal it from investigators. Then we have theft of public funds. Now that's interesting. That means not only did he steal money from some private individual, but it would have to be some sort of public money, some sort of federal or state governmental money. So I'm interested to see what that is about. And then finally, making materially false statements to the House of Representatives. This is what we were talking about, I think, before, Sarah, that you have to make certain campaign-related disclosures to the House, of course, lying to the House, whether during verbal testimony.
Okay, we're going to pause this for a second. I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to the George Santos thing in a brief moment. But for the time being, I got something important to do. I'm going to order room service. I'm going to order some fucking room service. What do we got here? Snacks, starters, and salads. Chicken and noodle soup. No. Dude, honestly, if it wasn't for colonialism, this landmass would have sunk a long time ago, okay? I don't know what the fuck these people would eat if it wasn't for, like, non-white people on this island. I'm not even joking. It's not a joke. I'm not kidding. It's actually crazy. Okay, fuck it. I'll figure this out later. All right, let's get back to George.
Or in documents that you file, that too is a federal crime.
So I was just sort of looking at this up, and that money laundering is, you can get up to 20 years. I mean, these charges are very serious and hold a lot of time potentially if he's convicted.
They are very serious. Most of these charges are going to carry 20-year maximums. Now, we have to be careful whenever we talk about these maximums because it's very rare, putting aside your murder type cases, it's very rare that anyone gets the maximum or anything near it. But ultimately, this looks to me like it's not all based on one thing. This isn't all about one transaction or one fraud. This
and not based on his resume.
No,
not
absolutely
the salacious lies of his resume that we were first introduced to George Santos.
Right.
With.
None of this has to do with him claiming what his background is, his heritage is, his family is, his resume.
Right.
Now, prosecutors ultimately might try to introduce that at a trial to support some of these other charges. But no, this looks like, again, based on the charges, a sort of, well, it's atypical because it involves a member of Congress, but in some respects, a standard fraud and false statements case.
Ellie Honig, stand by for a minute. We have our justice correspondent, Evan Perez, with us somewhere. I will look and find him. Evan, there you are. Evan, look, it strikes me, by the way, also, there are financial crimes here alleged, which generally means paper trail, records, cases that are tough for a defendant.
Bro, this is literally the least shocking thing that could have ever happening to George Santos. It was incredibly obvious from the jump that George Santos had illicit financial affairs, like from top to bottom, whether it be campaign contributions, mismanagement of such, failure to actually declare his campaign contributions adequately, misusing campaign funds, or all of these other charges, right? Like, it makes the most sense that this happened. And it's hilarious that the Democratic Party completely forgot about all of this or didn't bring it up at all. They had no idea that this was happening. It also is hilarious that Kevin McCarthy, who should know better, still stood by this man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You knew this shit was gonna be... You knew that this was gonna happen. Like, it's not worth it. It was not worth standing by this guy. Like, he's gonna go to jail, and you fucked it up. The entire party is a fucking joke, dude. Both sides, actually.
Talk to me about the breadth of the charges here.
Well, John, look, I mean, the fact is that this is a congressman who's only been in office for 4 or 5 months, And there's been just a stunning number of allegations of frauds and lies that he's been facing and under scrutiny for. And it's clear, and this is something that we heard repeatedly during the investigation, the FBI and prosecutors knew that there was going to be plenty to work with here. They knew that there was a lot of paperwork. Every one of these things that he filed with a government agency was potentially a crime. And the fact that it took this long, I think some members of Congress yesterday were remarking that I'm surprised it took this long. Well, part of the reason was that they kept finding new things to investigate. And again, what you see here in this indictment is just the basics that what the Justice Department, what the FBI really, it's their bread and butter, which is to look at some of the financial statements that he's made, some of the things that he did to raise money according to the indictment, which were fraudulent. And so those are the things that, as you pointed out, are very difficult for a defendant to defend themselves against, because either you filed the paperwork and it was false, or you didn't. And we know you filed it because we have it. So that's part of the problem here for the congressman. And we'll see, whether he decides to go to trial or whether there's a way for him to figure out a way to make a deal, as he did with Brazilian authorities just a few weeks ago, where he admitted to a fraud there in Brazil from several years ago in order to avoid having to go back and face a trial there. So again, we're still reading through the indictment, 20 pages or so, to see what exactly he's accused of here. But again, so much that the FBI had to work with over the last few months.
Evan, stick with us, if you will. I want to go to Caitlin Polance as well. Caitlin's joining us in Washington. Caitlin, talk to us a little bit more about one of the big questions all along has been also violations of campaign finance laws. What are you picking up on that?
Right. Well, this is a really meaty indictment. I'm still going through it. But even at the top, whenever you're looking at it, the thing that jumps out is that the federal prosecutors were able to discover political contributions that did not go to George Santos's political candidacy. So they say in this indictment that September and October in 2022, so not that long ago, he was taking in money that was supposed to be used to his candidacy into a company, but that was a false pretense. Instead, it was going to things like luxury designer clothing and credit card payments for personal.
I mean, dude. Like, it's just like, I don't know what to say about this. You know what I mean? Like, it's so gay. Like, what the fuck? And it's not, obviously I'm not using it in a pejorative way. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I respect it. I love him. He's so cool. He's such a ridiculous person, dude. It's just, let him out. Don't arrest him. Don't arrest him. This is literally a victimless crime, okay? Stealing money from Republican donors and then utilizing it not to, like, I don't know, cheat an election or anything like that, but to just, like, buy yourself luxury designer clothing is the funniest fucking thing you could do. Every day that passes and we learn more about George Santos, the more I like him. It's just weird because, like, I haven't seen him wear anything sick. It's always those, like, cashmere sweaters that he wears, so I guess that's what he was buying with the money. I don't know. Guilty of serving cunt? Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. Santos fan cam. Trust me, please. Just fucking Christ. It's just, I don't care. Sure, whatever. Just fucking cookies. Yeah. Allow all cookies. Hold on, I gotta sign into my Instagram. What the fuck is my code generator? What do you mean this code is no longer valid? It's super valid. Okay, I can't click on that. I can't watch that link. Sorry.
Expenses. He was soliciting it for personal expenses. And so that's a pretty meaty charge on its own. There are other violations here related to his political life. There are campaign finance violations that are outlined here. There are also violations relating to what he was telling the House about his own employment, about the money he had. But even that, we don't get a lot of more specifics than the luxury designer clothing credit card payment detail here in this indictment. But it really is on its own just an astonishing thing that he was taking in money from political donors, and it was going to, not that, it was going to benefit George Santos himself, apparently, based on what we're reading so far.
Caitlin Polance, keep reading. You've got...
In reality, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way. See, when Donald Trump was posting shit like this, I didn't believe it. I didn't agree with it. When George Soros posts shit like this, as someone who's also a fan of like purchasing idiotic luxury, clothing items, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with this. Okay? Did I say Soros again? Fuck! Listen, don't hold this against me. I'm so tired. Okay? Calm down. Calm down. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm tired of being sick and tired. Okay? It is what it fucking is. It just sucks. George Santos is what I meant. Paid for by George Soros? Yes, George Soros literally gifts subs at the top of the fucking hour. For all of you ungrateful motherfuckers who no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. But the ads still come and go. That is, of course, like I said, unless you're subscribed. Because if you're subscribed, you don't even see those ads. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. All clouds are bunnies. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. You are right. All clouds are bunnies, like literally. You should put that screen a little higher. Unfortunately, I don't have no control over where the screen goes because it's the television.
The paper copy right now. Please dig in more. Fill us in when you get this new information. Ellie Honig, based on what you just heard from Caitlin Polance, what gives?
Yeah, so that's really interesting. So the idea here is the fraud is he said, okay, people who support me politically, donate to my campaign and I will use it to buy yards.
Snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen.
At first I was worried I could get copy striked, and now I realize there's no way because this is the George Santos version. I love that. That's such a fun little touch to the whole thing. Yeah, this is George Santos singing.
The wind is howling like the swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go.
Fucking
Can't
hell.
hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway. Funny how some distance makes everything.
Okay, I take it back. He should go to prison. Not even federal, county jail, I think. Most likely permanently. Report him, deport him, arrest him immediately. Gulag. It gave me that hurt my soul. Yeah, It hurt my soul.
Signs and ads and win a seat in Congress. Instead, according to Caitlin's reading of the indictment, he basically pocketed that money and he used it for his own personal expenses, which you cannot do.
And this
that
is
a
after
fraud.
he's under scrutiny.
Why not?
This isn't pre-election. This is after he was already under scrutiny.
Oh my God! Wait, what? Wait, no. Okay, I didn't know that part. Wait, what? What? So, George Santos was reading headlines talking about how he lies about everything. Lies about being Jewish, lies about being from Ukraine, lies about having his, grandparents be Holocaust survivors, lying about his mom dying on 9/11. All of that was unfolding as George Soros was literally going, it's time for a spending spree, bitch. Did I say Soros again? Fuck. Man, I got George Soros on the mind, dude. I do. He's my goat. George, if you're out there, is paying for a UK trip? Yes. I'm so tired. Fuck! I'm so tired.
According to what Caitlin just said, October, September of 2022.
2022 is right. That just happened. Yeah. So that's, he was up for election in, I guess, November of 2022. So it would have absolutely overlapped with the election itself.
This is, I hesitate to use this term, but I can't think of one better on the moment. This is JV stuff when you're raising money in a campaign. The one thing you know when you raise money for a campaign is you can't spend campaign money on personal stuff.
Why not?
Yeah,
Who makes the rules? What is that in the rule book? I'm finding out that's... My sources are telling me that it's very much in the rule book. Okay. Well... Whatever. If I look fly doing it, then they should let me do it. Straight people made the rules? Yeah, it's fucked up, actually. You're right. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. That idiot should have invested in CSGO skins. Someone already did that. Was I muted? I was muted the whole time? How the fuck did I even mute myself? I don't even know how I muted myself. You're ugly as fuck? God damn, that's hurtful, man. You've been muted for 2 hours, bro. Fuck, man. It happens like that sometimes. There's not much you can do about that. Hate to see it, hate to be it. All right, hold on.
Remarkably, in some sense, unsophisticated. I mean, we've seen politicians over the years sort of in more sophisticated ways, launder money, maybe that'll come into play here, but use it in ways where maybe it's arguable. Is this a campaign expense? Is this a personal expense? But the things that Caitlin just laid out that are laid out in the indictment are seemingly undoubtedly personal expenses. So if prosecutors can prove that, and by the way, prosecutors are going to be very careful before they bring a charge against a sitting member of Congress. So if they can prove that, then that'll make out the wire fraud claims.
And you made the point that this has happened fairly fast. So the evidence, they have to have it in order to go forward with this, obviously. They've got paperwork, and we will have to see. We do have something now coming out from the court. Bryn Gingras is joining us now live. She's got an update for us, a statement, I understand, from the DOJ.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. We learned that the grand jury returned this indictment yesterday, and now we have this 13-count indictment, a statement. I want to read it in full to you. It's quite long. It says, this indictment seeks to hold Santos accountable for various alleged fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations. Taken together, the allegations in the indictment charge Santos with relying on repeated dishonesty and deception to ascend to the halls of Congress and enrich himself. He used political contributions to line his pockets, unlawfully applied for unemployment benefits that should have gone to New Yorkers who had lost their jobs due to the pandemic, and lied to the House of Representatives. My office and our law enforcement partners will continue to aggressively root out corruption and self-dealing from our community's public institutions and hold public officials accountable to the constituents who elected them. And of course, he went into office just in January, but we know that the investigations into him were before that. My colleague Mark Morales is learning from sources that Santos actually turned himself into the FBI office in Melville, New York, and was then taken here to the federal courthouse. And that's why we didn't actually see him him drive up and go in. But he is in custody right now. We do expect him to go before a judge on these 13 charges. It's unclear of that timing as of now, but a pretty strong statement there from the DOJ.
I ordered some room service. On the George Soros end, like I said, I told you so. There's not much else I can say other than the fact that it's a witch hunt. It's homophobic. The rules are made by straight men. They should allow you to be beautiful. Did I say Soros again? Okay, George Santos. Fuck, man. Oh my God. Hopefully after getting this food, I'll be able to wake up a little bit. That's the third time. I know. What did you order? I ordered the club sandwich and the Thai food. Fuck it. YOLO. I'll taste test it. See which one's better. Do you miss Kaya? More than anything on the planet. Daddy's money's getting to your head, isn't it? Yeah. Where are you at? You said wood paneling is a sign of shady shit going on? Yes. I am currently in a facility that you've probably seen before many times over. This is the facility that men go to when they are racist, when they're going to be racist. Wood panel walls behind me implies I am going to be extra racist. Everybody already knows I'm racist, but I'm going to be extra racist now. Yeah. I'm live from Tucker Carlson's house. I lied. I'm not in England. I'm in Nantucket.
You guys, look, this is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself. We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come at.
Who the fuck would defend this guy? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. It's just, let him out. Let him out. Don't arrest him. Don't arrest him. This is literally a victimless crime. Okay? He's so dead to rights caught. Like, why? It's not like he's not like a must-have kind of dude in the party. You know what I mean? He's not like Donald Trump. He doesn't command a base. It seems like his own voter base hates him. You right now, yeah, I mean, I'm jokingly defending him and shit, but like, if I am to, for a second, put my serious hat back on, it is very weird. Like, it is very odd that he's this like fraudster who's been doing fraud very openly. Like, hasn't really been hiding it. I don't know. I mean, Democrats should probably do a better job of like utilizing it to be like, look at how fraudulent the Republican Party is. Like, they're literally defending this guy. You know, this entire party's integrity should be called to question. But we already knew that, you know, that sort of thing. They could just be like, you know, they could get a lot of mileage out of this. They could just like say that the Republican Party are a bunch of fucking fraudsters. They're a bunch of charlatans. And of course, because of that reason, they're like literally defending George Soros or George Santos. Fuck! God damn it. Oh my God. I need to wake the fuck up. Seriously, I'm starting to get mad at myself. It's been 5 times. 5 times now I said George Santos. Allah söyletiyor vallahi, bak görüyor musun? Amına koyayım ya. I am not the sharpest in the toolbox. But yeah, I mean, everybody knew this was happening. Democrats should probably utilize this a little bit better. I don't know what else to say.
After me on, and I'm going to comply. I've been complying throughout this entire process. I have no desire not to comply at this point. They've been gracious in there. Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is I'm sorry, it's a witch hunt. Because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family.
Wait, what? Dog, it just means that, like, you're that bad at doing crimes. What the fuck do you mean? Like, dude, this is one of my favorite types of defenses that you see from... Donald Trump did the same shit, where he did the reverse, where he was like, it took years to indict me. Believe me, this investigation took way too long. Which means it's a witch hunt! It's like, no, man. It just means that, like, that investigation took a long time because they didn't want to fuck it up. And in this circumstance, this investigation took a very short time because you didn't even, like, do anything to cover your tracks. You were doing some of the most transparent, flagrant fucking campaign finance violations. And it's not like other Republicans haven't gone to jail over this before. They have, right? This happened to that California representative who took campaign finance, and bought like CSGO skins and shit, and a golf bag for himself. So yeah, Duncan Hunter, Representative Duncan Hunter, he did this shit. He got caught. Very strange that he's like, oh, it's a witch hunt because it took four months. That's crazy. Like I did this crime, sure, but like it took him that quick to catch me. It's fucked up. You shouldn't take me to jail for that.
Receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them. I'm gonna fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm gonna fight.
This is so funny. Oh yeah, Duncan Hunter was also Vape Nation. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't arrest me, sir. Other crimes are happening. Okay, got it. Thanks. No, that seems like a solid fucking case, man. It seems like you really thought this through. Just like when you were doing your crimes, you were clearly thinking through. You had a really good grasp on how to do it. You're killing it. He's like, well, what about all the other crimes that may or may not be happening? I'm sure there are some other crimes out there. Like, who the fuck? If you have a base, I guess if you have a base of support, this kind of stuff might stick, right? If you have like, if you're like Donald Trump, if you legitimately have like a stranglehold on a particular part of the Republican base, then this kind of stuff you have to go along with. Like the Republicans have to go along with. Okay? But you don't have that. You're not him. I hate to say it. Because George Santos' base is sitting right here in this chat right now. His unironic base of support is mostly people in this community, and even us would think it's pretty funny if he went to jail. So, like, who's gonna let you get away with this? It's very, very weird.
Fight my battle. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to fight the witch hunt. I'm going to take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Oh my God, he said he's going to...
Does anybody believe you now?
Well, like I said, I will prove myself innocent, and then we'll move from there. And re-election is a very far time away from now.
Are you planning on running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
Bro, he said he's going to run for re-election. What the fuck? Yo, he's crazy with it.
You'll win re-election?
That's not up for me to know.
You'll win re-election?
That's not up for me to know. Elections are very tricky, and it's up to the people. I trust them to decide what's best for them.
Elections are very tricky. Not for you, though. Elections are very tricky. You take campaign finance, and you misuse it. Who knows where you're getting the money from? All that good stuff. Oh, fuck. All right. Is there more George Santos clips that I'm missing? Because if there are, I would like to watch them. If there aren't, then let's move on to Tucker Carlson. Dude, this room is so dark. Like, what the fuck is going on here? There's got to be, like, better lighting in here, man. I truly don't understand why this room is so fucking dark. Some of these hotels are so weird. It's penis lighting. Yeah, it's like cool and moody. It is, but it's like kind of annoying. This is the most high quality 2018 Hasanabi stream ever. What do you mean?
Allegations for like lies that you've told over the time, things that you've done, businesses you've been a part of. Like, I mean, after
business, not is, right? One.
After a while, people were like, what a smoke that's fired. Like, he's kind of like a liar.
Okay, well, I mean, look, if you want to say that, that's fine. But
no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do you understand how people can come to that conclusion, or do you think they just all full of shit?
No. I understand people can come to that conclusion. I never dismissed that, right? I mean, sky's blue, right? So I think we can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing that.
Right.
I'm just saying that folks are trying to create a fire where there is no fire. There's a lot of folks in the media that
A lot of smoke, though.
Sure, go ahead. You can say there's smoke, but not necessarily fire, right? I might I have been in a place more than once where I got caught up in something that I had nothing to do with, and then does it give a bad perception? Sure, but it wasn't me.
Gotcha. You have a lot of.
Wait, why did he say the sky is blue when he was talking about, like, you lied? Like, he's so confidently saying he's a liar while simultaneously saying he's not a liar, and I don't understand it. Like, what's the goal here? What the fuck? Bro, I can't believe motherfuckers say LaFib, like, oh, LeBron is the GOAT at lying when, like, George Santos exists. Come on now. I mean, it's fucking crazy.